Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Twin Flame Trinity. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this transmission. It really means a lot to me. I wanted to do a special reading for twins for the portal energies. I will be doing more readings in the future for soulmates and for divine love partnerships. But this portal, as I understand it, only applies specifically to twin flames. So this reading is for them and for them only. Or I should say it applies specifically to twins. I wanted to get this reading out much earlier, but time did not allow it. But from what I understand, the portal just opened up on the 17th, but it will still be active for I believe at least the next few weeks. So if you didn't get the message in time or you didn't get a chance to manifest what it is you wanted to manifest, and so on and so forth, it's still not too late to do that. I believe as you know, so long as you have the intention, I believe that your wish will be carried out. So I wanted to do a reading for those people who either have not had the chance to manifest or for those who were aware of the portal. I wanted to see where the current energies are for the collective, how this portal affected it, what came about as a result of this portal. And I got some pretty interesting answers, I believe. And I did already pray over the cards, and I did meditate, and I called in my guides. I spent some extensive time meditating before I shuffled and I laid out the cards. So the cards are overturned now, and I will overturn them in a moment. But I just wanted to also start out by saying I didn't plan this whatsoever, but when I sat down to meditate, I realized I didn't shut off my phone, so I went over to my phone to silence it, and it was exactly 4:44. So I knew that I was actually technically doing this reading on time. That number comes up for me a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, and especially in connection with my twin. So I feel like that this reading is blessed and that it is important that it gets out to you. So I want to start with an oracle card. I'm using the Mary Queen of Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. I love this deck, and I connect very much so with the Blessed Mother. I just feel like her love and her energy is just really very compassionate and just very warm and forgiving, and I pray to her a lot. And the message that she has for us is quiet. And I just wanted to start out the reading with this oracle message because I feel like that this is really very important, and I think that it makes a lot of sense what it is she's trying to say here. So the card says, I go into peaceful silence and I listen. And I believe what Mother Mary is trying to say is, you've manifested your wishes, you've sent them out there into the universe, and now it's time to receive. But in order to receive those messages, you really have to be quiet and you have to be still and you have to listen. And the answers may not come in form of words. It may not be as obvious as maybe you would hope it to be, or maybe it will be. But in either case, in order for you to get those answers from Mother Mary and to get it from the divine, you really have to be still and you have to listen and you have to be quiet. You have to quiet your mind. I know that that's a really hard thing to do in this day and age, but this is really what she's instructing us to do right now, is to not only be quiet, but to be meditative and to be open and receiving to those messages that I believe that are trying to come out. We sent our wishes and our manifestations out there into the universe. So they will be heard. Our prayers will be heard. This is her saying, yes, your prayers were not only heard, but you're going to get an answer. We're all going to get an answer. But in order to get that answer, we really have to go within and just be still and be ready to listen. And I really feel like a lot of those answers are going to come in the form of angel numbers, like I just said, the 444, maybe different songs or certain animals or symbols that mean something to you. Whatever it is that resonates with you, that's what is going to appear. But just try your best to really quiet your mind at this point and to be open to those messages in order to receive them. So the card that I pulled from the bottom when I was shuffling is the Knight of Coins. And I just want to explain, actually, also, this is the Golden Tarot deck by Cat Black. I've had this deck for ages, and I absolutely love it. So this is the main deck I'm going to be using for this reading today. I want to say that I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so I go by the messages that I get from the cards. I go by the feeling that I get from the cards. I don't always go by the literal translation of the cards. Sometimes I do. Each reading is different. I have to go with what my guides tell me. So if in this reading and in future readings I go off from the traditional translations, this is why. This is how I interpret the cards. Certain symbols stand out to me. I know a lot of other card readers, they also read this way. So anyhow, so this card, it's interesting that this came up because this card has been coming up for me a lot lately. And what it means to me specifically, I don't know if you can see this dog in the lower right hand corner. It kind of has a muzzle on him. I had an experience some weeks back. I'm not going to get into the whole story because it's quite lengthy, but for anyone who heard my transmission on Scott and Cece's show, Twin Flame Union 1111. Hello, guys, if you're listening. I went into great detail about dark entities that were that I was being afflicted with and that were unfortunately part of my life for some time. And I know when the universe is speaking to me, and I know when they're giving me certain messages. And I saw this dog one night when I was out for a walk, and he had a muzzle on him, and I just knew that that was a sign. I know when the universe is giving me certain signs, and I knew to pay attention to that dog. And then sure enough, I pulled this card a short time later, multiple times in my readings, and I knew that it was wanting me to pay attention to this particular dog in this card. And so, long story short, what my guides were trying to tell me was I was being silenced, and that the dark specifically was silencing me and silencing my messages, and basically wanting to keep me mute and not wanting to get my messages out. Well, I fought those powers, and I did go on Scott and Cece's show, and I was able to give the transmission that I was meant to give. But at the time, I was going through a lot of pushback from these entities because they don't want these messages to come through, and they do not want us to come into union. And I just want to repeat that. These entities do not want us to come into union. So they're going to do whatever it is in their power to keep us from it. They're going to use different manipulative tactics. There's many different ways they're going to come after you, or they may come after you. And at the time, I was being manipulated because I was about to speak my truth publicly. So this card was warning me of that I was in fact being silenced. And at the time I was actually having difficulty speaking. I was losing my voice. All these different things were happening, and I knew that it was the dark trying to stop me. So anyhow, so this card showed up at the bottom of the deck for the reading. And what I'm feeling from this card is that those energies are passing. And I was able to fight those manipulative forces. I was able to speak my truth. I'm speaking my truth now. I will not stop speaking my truth. And I'm here for you guys, and I'm here for all twins. And I believe that union is really very important. I think it's important not just for us, for our own healing, but most importantly, it's for humanity. This is what we're here for. We're here to serve humanity and to serve God and to spread that message of love. And this card is telling me that we cannot be stopped, that this energy is passing, that we are waking up, and that we are becoming aware of these nefarious entities that are inhibiting us. So, okay, so to get into our reading here, I have 3 cards for the feminine on the left, and I have 3 cards for the masculine on the right. I wanted to pull an energy for where we're currently at presently for the masculine and feminine. That's this card up here. This card down here is energies that we should manifest in the portal, or that have already been manifested in the portal. And then this card right here are energies that we need to release through this portal, because I feel like that's another very important aspect of this portal. It's not just about manifesting what you want or what you want for your union. It's also about what needs to go, what needs to be released. I'm kind of seeing it as like, you know, almost like a garbage dump or something, you know, what needs to go in and to never be seen again. So I'm just going to turn the cards over one by one. So for the feminine, I got the 3 of Cups. These are the current energies for the feminine. I love that this card came up, because this was actually the first official card that I pulled for this reading, and actually first official card for this channel. And we have the number 3, and I named my channel Twin Flame Trinity for several important reasons, but this number 3 comes up for me a lot. And the Holy Trinity is not just about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It is about the Father, and then the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which is us, the twins. So this is really very powerful for me, that this number 3 was the first card to show up in this reading. So the 3 of Cups is a really beautiful celebratory energy, and I do feel like this is what the feminine is in right now. I feel like that the feminine gets it. The feminine has released a lot of pain and a lot of, you know, just a lot of inhibitions about this union and about being in separation, and is coming to the point where it's like she can dance again. I mean, you see these women in this card, and they're all kind of dancing. There's this celebration, and I like that, like them, you see these men off to the side, they have their instruments. You know, they're all at the same party here, but I kind of like that the men are off to the side and the women are kind of all huddled together, you know, in the forefront. It's almost like they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's cool that you're here. We're at all this, you know, this same party together, but it's like, you know, they're not talking to them. They don't need them. They've almost come to this point where it's like they are comfortable in their own skin. They're comfortable with themselves. They're comfortable with other females. Not that they're not comfortable with these men, but it's almost like before there was maybe more of a clingy nature to these unions. And now I feel like women are women in these unions, they're standing on their own. They're really coming into their own skin and becoming more independent and more autonomous. And that's extremely important to be in order to be in a healthy union. I mean, not just in a twin flame union, but really any union. You have to have your independence and your autonomy, and you have to know who you are. And these women, they're forming a community. um, they're kind of like in cahoots with each other and dancing with each other and kind of, gossiping with each other, and it's just a very sort of very just a very light kind of playful energy. And this is what I feel. This is really what I feel the feminine is stepping into right now. And again, this is a card of celebration. So there is a lot to celebrate. Um, and this could also mean, this could literally just mean union for us too. We're celebrating our unions, and it could actually also be a card of marriage. And I know that there are a lot of twins that are coming into union right now. So this is a really good sign and a good indication of that. So the card that I have for the feminine twin, um, of what needs to be manifested in this portal energy is the Temperance card. I think that this makes a lot of sense. I mean, first of all, we have a winged angel, feminine, in this card. And we have this, it looks like, some sort of God or religious pope up in the corner here, kind of like pointing his finger down on her and giving her instruction. And I feel like that this is, and she can hear it. She can kind of hear it off in the distance. Like she can hear this, like this echoing off in the clouds. And I feel like that this is us really hearing the call and really listening to what is being said, and what it is that we need to do at this juncture. Um, this temperance card is a card also of just balance and being patient, and we're doing that. I really feel like we're doing that. I feel like we're getting it. I feel like we're surrendering. I feel like we're being really strong. And we're also finding our purpose. This is also a card of finding your purpose and really um, just balancing out life's energies, and just being strong and being this winged angel. And a lot of strength comes from finding that balance of, what it is that I need to be doing, what it is that I want to be doing, and I want to be in this union, and um I want so much to be with my twin, but I understand that it is a process, and that there are other things that I need to do in order to get to that union. And there's that balance of want and need, and want and need, and I feel like that is what has come through this portal, that is what a lot of us did manifest, is our union, and in finding that balance in life, and with these, this really difficult journey, because it is a difficult journey. um, I feel like a lot of us, we do want that, we manifested that, um and this is what's coming through. This is what's being shown to us, that we can have this, that we're doing it. These This reading is telling us that we can, and we will. And again, I love that this angel is showing up here. I mean, I just feel that this reading is so blessed, and I feel that this journey we're on is so blessed, and this portal, this opportunity, is such a chance in just enhancing our blessings, and in manifesting what we want, and really accessing the divine. And this Temperance card is really just showing us that, and just reminding us that we're doing a great job, and we need to continue to be patient, and we're going to get what we're setting out for. So the card that I have for what needs to be healed, what needs to be let go for the feminine, is the Wheel of Fortune card. So this card is about life cycles. It is literally about the wheel spinning around. You have to sort of take the good with the bad. It is overall a good card. This is a card of good fortune. So it's nothing to be worried about. But what I'm getting from these energies, what I'm really feeling from these energies, is that what we need to be reminded is that life, it is all about it is a cycle, and it is about ebb and flow and taking the good with the bad. And I think what needs to be released in this portal, and what needs to be released from the feminine at this time, is that need for control, and that need for well, I want this to happen now, and then this to happen next, and then this to happen next. Well, life doesn't work that way. Life just doesn't happen that way. It never has, it never will. It is literally a wheel of fortune. You never know what you're going to get from one day or the next. You know, some days are going to be good, some days are going to be great, and some days are just going to be completely shitty. And we just don't have any control. There's only so much we can control. And this is what this card really feels like to me. It's about relinquishing that control, and just sending it over to God, and just giving it up to the will of God to step in and to work in our highest good, because she is working for our highest good. And it's about destiny. So we're going to get our destiny no matter what. I mean, continue to do your work and continue to do what it is you feel you need to do, but just have faith that destiny is going to happen no matter what it looks like. Whether you have good days, that lasts for weeks at a time, and then you may only have a small period of light and a small period of rest. That's kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes, so to speak. It's not always going to look like how you want it to look like. But in those days where you feel like your life is falling apart, that's really when the magic happens, and that's really when the learning really comes in. And sometimes it is those tough lessons where you experience the most growth. So just let go of that control of just wanting things to always be good and be a certain way. That's not how life works, and I know that we probably all realize that by now. And being on this journey, I think that we realize that. But there is a lot of growth, like I said, that happens in those dark periods. And life is what happens when we're busy making other plans. So if you're so busy trying to control things, you're missing all the good stuff. Because God has greater visions for us than we could even manifest on our own. So yes, manifest those visions, but in the end, let God be the one to decide the life it is that we're going to lead, because I feel like it is a million times greater than you or I could even envision ourselves. So the card I have for the masculine, his current energies, where he's currently at right now, is the Eight of Cups. This is really what I feel is what's going on intuitively. I mean, even before I did this reading. This is a card about going on a journey and walking away, and really just leaving behind what needs to be left behind. It is a little bit of a somber energy. There is a bit of abandonment that goes on with this card, and just feeling like maybe you're almost like escaping something, but it's a necessary transition, and it's a necessary journey that this person needs to go on. The energy with this card is such that when you first set out on this journey, you don't want to. You're almost like you're kind of like pissed off, and you're like, gosh, like things didn't go the way that I wanted it to, and now I have to sort of like abandon these dreams and abandon these hopes and whatever. But the journey that this person sets on, it's always for the greater good. It's always to greener pastures. It's just that this man, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it at the time. He knows that he needs to leave and that he needs to embark on this new journey. But he's kind of just sort of like, he feels like he failed at something. Like, I messed this all up, but now I need to skip town and start this new job and whatever. But like I said before, like with this Wheel of Fortune energy, I mean, that's what life is about. It's like, you have these plans, and it's like, and the divine and the universe just pushes you in these other directions that you're meant to go in. So even though he's kind of pissed and he doesn't want to leave his job or leave his karmic partner or whatever, he's afraid to do these things. He knows deep down that he has to, and if he doesn't, he's going to be pushed to. And he's going to be pushed in the right direction. And it always is what you, again, with this Wheel of Fortune energy, it always is what you cannot see. You cannot see those greener pastures, but they're there, and the divine is pushing you there. And I feel like the current energies of the masculine is exactly that. The divine is pushing him to to that new life, that new beautiful life. Not just with you, but with with himself, with really just discovering who he is as a person and as a man in this universe, and just really just starting anew. And I'm getting also for this card that it's about, this is a card specifically of going on a specific spiritual journey, which obviously really applies to the twin flames. But I'm getting that a lot of this card has to do with walking away from old relationships and from karmic partners and from marriages that he may be in right now. Um, so that's, I mean, so that's good, even though he doesn't feel it right now, that maybe he's scared and afraid and his ego is bruised a bit. It's all necessary. And I feel that right now, currently, a lot of the masculine twins, the masculine energies, they are walking in the midst right now, walking away from those relationships, because it is time to go, and it is time to start anew and to go to greener pastures. Um, and I like that this is the number 8. Like I said before, the number 4 comes up for me a lot. The number 44, the number 444, and I coincidentally started meditating at exactly 444. So 4 and 4 means 8. So this divine energy is in this card. It's a culmination of the fours. He is going on a spiritual journey. He is listening to the call. He is waking up. He is coming over to the feminine. But in order to step into the feminine, he needs to really step into himself and step away from all of those old thought patterns and that old life that he was in. So this card is telling me that he's walking away from that right now, and that's good. That's really good. Okay, so the card that I have for the masculine, and again, I just want to say before I turn over the card, I don't believe I said this before, this is really just for the energies. If you're in a same-sex union, it's with whatever energy you identify with, masculine or feminine, or if you're a transgender, it's with whatever sex you identify with. Um, but generally, the case seems to be that the feminine seems to be the awakened twin. So that's why I'm speaking in these general terms. And this is also a reading for the collective. So it is just a general reading. Okay, so the card that I have for the masculine of what needs to be manifested for this portal energy is the Nine of Wands. So this is a card of overcoming obstacles and really just being very resilient and courageous. And I like that this card follows the Eight of Cups because um, this is basically him, like he's starting out on this journey, and he's all just kind of like, you know, a little bit like somber and feeling like, oh gosh, like what am I doing? But then he's stepping into the Nine of Coins, or I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands, which is about overcoming that fear. And in this card, you know, he's sort of like coming back to war. He's bandaged up. He still is like a bit battered and bruised. You know, it's not easy what he went through and what he's still going through, but this is the card of what is to be manifested or co-created in the portal, and this is the card of overcoming that obstacle. Yes, the pain is still there, the bruises are still sort of, you know, somewhat fresh, but he's overcoming them. So that's, I mean, that's really awesome. Like this is what we want. You know, this is exactly what we want. That despite the fact that he did come from this battle, I mean, he's still here. He's kind of looking off into the distance at that castle in the background, and he's longing for it, and he wants it, and he's like, I know that it's there. I know that it's in within my reach. I'm not going to give up. Yes, I have these bandages around me, but I'm going to keep going. And you know what? I mean, that's what men do. I mean, not to be stereotypical, but they are these really very courageous beings, you know, and they don't give up easily, and they will find a way, and they will be persistent. And I like that this lines up with the Temperance card here, the feminine. And from what I understand of the portal, the feminine energy manifests and the masculine energy co-creates. So, or I should say the energy that has the domain manifests. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the feminine, but in this case, in this reading, this is what I'm getting, because it is a general reading. So if the feminine has the domain and it is manifesting this energy of just being in love and listening to those angels in the cloud and striking that perfect balance and being patient, this is what sort of boomerangs back to the masculine. He's like, okay, I can do this. I can overcome this. I'm gonna, you know, walk with these bandages right now, but I'm still walking, and I'm still here, and you know, just give me a bit more time, and I'm gonna come out of this. So the card that I have for the masculine, for what needs to go, what needs to be relinquished in this portal, is the Five of Wands. So this is the card of conflict, and just tension and strife. But there are these other people in this card, and these men are sort of like, I believe they're all men. Yes, they're all sort of like battling each other, you know, outside of this fortress. But what I'm really getting from this card is that this is an inner conflict. This is an inner struggle that's going on, and that has been going on for some time with the masculine. I believe that, I mean, the masculine, it's, you know, he's been through a lot. I mean, we've all been through a lot, but we have come to a place, the feminine, where, you know, we have this Three of Cups energy. We've kind of worked through all this, or worked through most of it, I should say. But the masculine, you know, he's not there yet, and he's still kind of going through this inner struggle. I'm really getting that this is an inner struggle, an inner conflict. The same Eight of Cups energy, the same Nine of Wands energy. It's still inside of him, but it's dissipating, because, like I said, these are the energies that are. This is the energies for the portal. The portal is happening right now, so these energies are. It's going away. It's going into the portal. It's being released, and it is an inner struggle. feeling like the masculine is not good enough, that he, or I should say also the unawakened twins, whether it's masculine or feminine, feeling like they don't deserve this union. This may be the card of addictions. It may be the card of just whatever other inner struggles you may face. Different fears, fears of leaving a karmic partner. But they're all, like I said, it's going away. It's happening right now. I feel like it is happening right now. It still feels like it is a bit on the surface, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be too much longer until these energies are relinquished, and relinquished permanently, and the masculine really steps into these into a really strong king energy. I feel like, I'm hoping at least the next time I do a reading, we're gonna see more kings for the masculine. I feel like he's going to be stepping into that really soon, and there is just this sort of residual stuff that, kind of needs to be repaired, and needs to go away. But I just want to point out too, the number 5, I mean, this is the numerology, this is the card of change, and it's the card of action and taking action, and really finding freedom, and just finding freedom within. And like I said, I mean, to me, this feels like the card of inner conflict. So that, taken into account that this is also a number 5, and then this is a portal reading, it feels like that it's changing. These energies are changing, and what the masculine is stepping into is one of freedom, of one of just being, again, just comfortable in his own skin, and just standing his own ground, and just being independent, and being comfortable with who he is, and who he is as a twin. So we're almost there. I feel like we're moving in the right direction, and I'm happy with this reading. It's definitely what I felt was going on before I pulled the cards, and it's always nice to have that confirmation there. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope that this resonates. And if you would like a personal reading, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. My email address is below, twinflametrinity@gmail.com. And I just wish a lot of love and light to you guys on your journey. We're all doing a fabulous job. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.